This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Jahkur sentenced to 6 years in prison. Reggae star Jahkur was convicted of attempted manslaughter and sentenced to 6 years in prison in the Netherlands on Tuesday. The behind these prison walls singer was found not guilty of attempted murder by the court, rejecting his self-defense claim. The 43-year-old man was sentenced to 6 years in prison with a credit for time served for attempted manslaughter. The court finds him not guilty of attempted murder. His claim of self-defense was rejected by the court. Franklin Watimena, press officer of the Netherlands Public Prosecution Service, told the news. Jahkur's legal team may choose to appeal the ruling in the Netherlands Court of Appeal. Both the 43-year-old man and the prosecutor can appeal to the Court of Appeal within 2 weeks if they disagree with the court's ruling, Watimena said. He was arraigned in the Netherlands court last year and spent his 43rd birthday as well as Christmas and New Year's Day behind the bars. Jahkur, whose given name is Sikaturi Alcock, is facing attempted murder, attempted manslaughter, aggravated assault or attempted aggravated assault in relation to an alleged stabbing incident involving event promoter Ricardo Papa Blake on October 1 at Dam Square in the city center of Amsterdam. Jahkur was in Amsterdam for a performance. The True Reflections singer has had previous run-ins with the law. He was charged with illegal possession of a firearm, rape and robbery with aggravation, and following his conviction, received a 15-year sentence in 1999, but was released early in 2007 after serving 8 years. 4 years later, he went on trial on drug possession charges after police found a small quantity of marijuana in the artist's motor vehicle during a spot check in St. Andrew. Jahkur is known for songs including Longing For, Call on Me, and Unconditional Love. Protests planned for arrival of royal couple today. Today's visit by the Duke and the Duchess of Cambridge is said to be met by a demonstration and the delivery of a letter by a group of Jamaicans to the British High Commission calling for an apology and reparations for slavery. The group, the Advocates Network, has drafted a document listing 60 reasons for apologies and reparations from Britain and the royal family. Nora Blake, a member of the Advocates Network, revealed on Monday that the group had received permission from the police to stage a demonstration in front of the High Commission on Trafalgar Road in New Kingston. She said arrangements have also been made to deliver the letter to the High Commissioner. Ms. Blake, speaking with the news, revealed that the group plans to demonstrate from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., but is prepared to stay until 6 o'clock, depending on how things unfold. She's hoping the demonstration will raise awareness among Jamaicans about the need for reparations. The royal couple is scheduled to arrive at 2:20 at Norman Manley International Airport. Move quickly on reparations policy, Grange urges. Jamaica's Culture Minister Olivia Babs Grange has urged the National Council on Reparations to move quickly to finalize the national policy, the roadmap to reparations. Addressing members of the council at a retreat on Saturday, Ms. Grange urged the group to step up the pace, declaring that the time for talking is over. She said Jamaica needs a roadmap for legal and diplomatic actions which will result in monetary reparations. Accordingly, she encouraged the council to seize the moment of the global movement and the momentum in favor of the alignment of our local and global human experiences with the human right we have to equality and equity. The National Council on Reparations was established in 2015 after Parliament unanimously passed a resolution moved by MP Mike Henry setting out the terms for pursuing reparations from the British government to compensate descendants of enslaved Africans. Jamaica is also a member of the CARICOM Reparations Commission, which has the same mandate.
The time for talking is over. It is a time for action. I challenge all of you now to seize the moment of the global movement and momentum in favor of the alignment of our local and global human experiences with the human right we have to equality and equity.
Trial of woman charged with killing national footballer continues today. Rochelle Foster, who is charged with the 2019 murder of Tamara Clark, a former national senior women's football team member, is to return to the Home Circuit Court on July 8. Ms. Foster's bail was extended when she appeared in court on Monday. During a case management hearing, the court was told that Ms. Foster's attorney, Lindell Wellesley, is to be served with additional documents. A trial date is expected to be set during the next hearing. It was reported that about 8:50 on the evening of October 31, 2019, Ms. Foster and Ms. Clark were in Halfway Tree St. Andrew when they had a dispute over a cellular phone. Ms. Clark was stabbed with a knife. Cocaine found on plane traveling from Montego Bay to Philadelphia. U.S. Customs and Border Protection is probing the discovery of 18 pounds of cocaine in the cargo hold of a passenger flight from Montego Bay to Philadelphia International Airport. No arrest was made. It is reported that a narcotics detector dog alerted officers to an access panel last week. CBP officers opened the panel and discovered bags which contained the cocaine, which has been valued at US $580,000. 4 persons of interest in custody. 4 of the 8 men who were listed as persons of interest in the Kingston West Division are now in police custody. They are Tafari Anderson, otherwise called Kirk, Manny Malcolm, otherwise called Bling Dog or Dante, Omar Stewart, otherwise called Quinty, and Lancaster Cook, otherwise called Bummer T. The division has also relisted the following individuals as wanted and persons of interest. The wanted men are a man known only as Kyle and another known only as Rico, while the list of persons of interest include Kirk Roberts, otherwise called Charter, Michael Cook Jr., otherwise called Titty Man, a man known only as Kemar, and a man known only as Marvin. All the men listed are being asked to immediately visit the Denhamtown Police Station. Anyone knowing their whereabouts is being asked to contact the Denhamtown Police at 876-922-6441, Crime Stop at 311, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Grants Pen residents lament the impact of new St. Thomas bypass. While some commuters are pleased with the newly opened bypass on a section of the St. Thomas Main Road, residents of Grants Pen are lamenting the negative impact the bypass is already having on the community. Residents informed the news that they now have to charter vehicles in order to exit the community or walk the long distance from the bypass to go home. While the news team was on the scene, an elderly woman was observed walking a considerable distance to the community as route taxis and bus operators are no longer using the old route. The residents are also angry that no official notice was given that the road would be blocked off. They did not even notice us. We heard from the grapevine from the men working on the road that they were going to block off the road. We don't get no argument from none of them, one resident said. The Grants Pen residents are calling on the authorities to implement solutions as they are in dire need. We need somebody to step up and to settle something for us, one resident said. Politicians condemn young farmer's murder and assault of partner in home invasion. 2 political representatives in the South Central Parish of St. Elizabeth on Monday condemned the barbaric murder of 29-year-old Jermaine Jimbo Green and the sexual assault of his partner during a robbery in Nemar Town near Junction on Sunday. Member of Parliament for St. Elizabeth South Eastern, Frank Witter, and the councillor Setani Holness of the Jamaica Labour Party in the Junction Division told the news that the incident came as a shock to the relatively quiet community. We condemn the action. It is a wicked act because they not only snuffed out a life, but they sexually assaulted a lady and make matters even worse, said Holness. Witter described Green as well-disciplined and hard-working. Late last year, I gave him one of the farm work cards because he was preparing to travel on the farm work program, so we are very shaken by the shooting, he said. He believes the culprits are from the area and is hopeful that residents will identify them. These guys are heartless. I think they are from the community or one of the adjoining communities because of the way this incident happened, said Witter. They will be caught because one of the good things about these communities is that they will give information to the police. People will tell the police what they know. It is not a community that will hold back anything. Once they have information, they are going to give it to the police, he added. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police Superintendent Dwight Daly told the news that the cops have increased their operation in the community and implored the residents to tell the police what they know. We believe that some small criminal groups are operating in that area. We understand that they know the space and they are not actually using main thoroughfares, so they are taking some tracks and they can go from district to district, said Daly. We believe that the information resides with the residents in the area, and we want them to give us the information so that we can conduct the operations, he added. A report from the Constabulary's Corporate Communications Unit said about 8:15 p.m., armed men invaded the family's home and demanded cash and the cellular phones. A struggle ensued between Green and one of the gunmen, during which Green was shot. A woman was also sexually assaulted during the ordeal. The robbers escaped with cellular phones and an undetermined sum of money. The police were summoned and the injured couple were taken to the hospital, where Green was pronounced dead on arrival and the injured woman is being treated. Superintendent Daly added that one of the men was armed with a gun and the two others used knives during the attack. He is appealing for cooperation from residents to identify the men. He said that in the past, the police have apprehended suspects in a number of crimes, but residents have declined to come forward and to point them out in identification parades. They say they don't want to get involved in the justice system, said Daly. He added that the police are also relying on scientific evidence for their investigation. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.